Hey, my name is Joel. I want to show you a snare drum tuning trick that comes in really handy. Now, you may not be a drummer. Don't look away. Don't go to another video. If you're a producer or an engineer and you record drums, this is a useful trick for you to know. Now, what's going to follow is a clip of me playing my Ludwig Superphonic 5-inch model, LM400. It's a 10-lug metal 5-inch snare drum of the universe for like the past going on 60 years. It's a great drum, a very versatile drum. I've got an Aquarian texture-coated medium weight batter on the drum, no muffling at all. The internal muffler is completely disengaged. I've got it tuned to its mid-range. A 14-inch drum tuned to its mid-range is going to have a lot of resonance. And most people want to kill that resonance, if they want to kill the resonance, usually by adding mass. They want to use a thicker head, they want to tape something to it, stick moon gel all over it, whatever. And if you add mass, you will wind up shortening the decay of the drum. The problem is the first thing to go is all the high-end response. So if you want a bright drum or a harmonic drum that's harmonically interesting for your track, and the pitch is in the mid-range of the drum, but you don't want all the resonance that typically comes with that tuning range, this is a great trick. So watch how I deal with it, and I'll come back and kind of wrap up. Okay, if you hit the drum dead center, it's a short sound. You hit it off to the side, it exaggerates the length of the sound. More sustain on the side, more attack in the center. There's no compression and no noise gate on this. Okay, so that's a lot of sustain. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do, it's a 10-lug drum. I'm going to take the 3 closest key rods and tune them down 180-degree turn, basically a half turn. Then for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to take the remaining 7 lugs, take them up 1/8 of a turn. Now, tuning the 3 down drops the pitch of the drum. Tuning these up raises the pitch back up, but you'll see it's not quite as high as it was before. It's still lower, but it's punchy, it's fatter, and it's less sustained. So I wanted to show this to you. Okay, so now I'm going to bring the pitch up more by going another 1/8 of a turn on the higher 7 lugs, which totals a 1/4 turn. So at this point, the 3 closest to me are down a half turn, the rest are up a 1/4 turn. Puts the drum back in the relative pitch area that it was before. Much shorter, much less sustain. When you change the tuning of the top head, you sometimes change the way the snares respond as well. So you might want to adjust the tension of the snares. I didn't do it on that clip. And then you can also fine tune each lug if there's a weird harmonic. What's basically happening is the drum head, the batter head, is uneven tension. It's slack on one side and tight on the other side. And cumulatively, if you're playing the drum consistently toward the middle, it's more or less the same pitch. But you'll see that if you actually bring the stick a little off center, you can kind of get some different pitches out of it because the head is tuned unevenly. But it's that uneven tension that keeps it from being able to resonate. And so it's the cumulative tight and loose together that keeps it more or less in the same ballpark pitch-wise. But it's the fact that it's unevenly tensioned that keeps it from being able to resonate. So that last clip essentially was the 3 closest lugs were down 180 degree, half turn, and then all the other 7 lugs were up a quarter turn. And so you don't have to go that extreme with it. If you want more resonance than what that was, you can, kind of half those values or whatever, but play with it. But that's the idea. This technique gets a better result, in my opinion, than using dynamics processing, because putting a noise gate, you could take a long, lengthy, resonant drum and put a noise gate on it and knock it down. Yes, you absolutely can. But that sound still was picked up by the overheads, it's picked up by the room mics. If you compress either of those, you could be making those worse while the drum itself is really, really short because you put a noise gate on it. So you wind up with this weird relationship that sounds unnatural. If you can fix it at the source itself, do that, because that's really going to get you the best results, because then everything is hearing it like the way you want it in the mix. And you're not having to fight it and come up with some creative way of trying to minimize the weird, artifacts and the anomalies that you're experiencing. So, and you may not be a drummer, and that's okay. If you're just a producer or an engineer, learn how to do stuff like this, because if you can get out there and alter the instrument to get the sound that you want, rather than trying to reach for processing, you're going to get better results every single time. Always, 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 if you can, fix it at the source. And drums, I don't mean to rag on drummers. I'm a drummer myself. Drummers seem to be the one musician who doesn't fully know often how to tune his or her drums, because there's really not a set way to do it. When you have a standard guitar tuning, everybody knows what those notes are supposed to be. You tune the guitar to those notes. If it's a quality guitar with decent intonation, that thing's ready to play. Drums, there's no standard. You can tune them however you want. You can get a really bright beboppy sound. You can do like a dark staccato, very low sustain, lots of attack for like metal, and everything in between. High pitches, low pitches, thick heads, really dark sounds, really, thin, lively sounds. You can do whatever you want. And because the variations are so broad, drummers usually just wind up sort of settling in on that setting or that tuning range that they like and are most comfortable with. But someone may show up at a session and they may not know how to tune the drum to get what you want. So this is really useful to have tricks like this so that you can go out and create the sound that you're trying to get. As an engineer, it'll make you tremendously useful to artists and producers to have that knowledge and that flexibility. So get your hands dirty, try these things. They're really, really useful, and I hope that that's helpful. Please share this video if you like it. Please subscribe and click that bell to be notified when I make new videos. I generally put one out, trying to get one out once every week. And please share if you think there are people who have an interest in drums and recording drums and mixing and all of that kind of stuff. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I appreciate you watching this video more than you know. Thanks so much. I hope you found it useful, and I hope to see you next time.